Kazakhstan International Vectors program informs you about international relations, political opinions, economic solutions and social development. If there was no risk, there would be no progress. Vincent Verisayev, Russian writer and translator. China and the US are fighting for international investments. Why do the big powers need it? The secret of Singapore's economic miracle. Khorgos and Aktau, who is ready to connect those two logistic centers? The developed countries invest in the developing ones. That was the main law of the world economy till the early 2000s. Today, the direction of the world's capital flow changes. The developing countries increasingly become the exporters of capital. If in the 1970s the developed countries accounted for 99.6% of world outward direct investments, in 2010 this figure has made 70%. According to the United Nations, China has become the major figure of 2014. Beijing has got 10% of the global investment, or $128 billion, followed by Hong Kong with $111 billion. The United States have taken only the third place and $86 billion. The following position belongs to Singapore, $81 billion. And on the fifth place to attract capital from the outside is Brazil, with $62 billion. There were several so-called economic miracles in history. Germany's economic wonderwork after the World War II, Singapore's wonder which has become possible due to the system of preferential tax treatment of foreign investors, and Dubai economic miracle. In just a few decades, a country of the future was created, and for the sixth consecutive year, a special investment forum has been held.
We believe that UAE, because we have a good infrastructure and good platform to organize such a big event and to host representatives from around the world to present their opportunities, investment opportunities in all sectors. After the 6 years of organizing this event, this year we have around 35 ministers. But if we count vice ministers, mayors, governors, altogether around 75. But also we have representatives from 120 countries. They are participating in this conference.
Dubai is really a convenient venue for the forum, even geographically, specialists say. The Emirate has a well-developed transport infrastructure, being a major world center for air and sea transport. And this is one of the secrets of Dubai economic miracle. The other two are a strong financial sector and the absence of taxes. Guests should also learn from local politicians. In February, the country has established a special Ministry of Happiness, whose task is to take care of the well-being and kindness of local people.
One of the main objectives of Dubai government is to serve people and to make them happy. It's actually one of the Dubai Plan 2020. One of the main pillar is happiness, how to make people happy. And DGEP, they measure the happiness of customer in their transaction with their government entities. And we also measure the happiness of employees as well.
The need to create an international investment forum was realized by the Dubai government after the global financial crisis of 2008. The economies of all countries have suffered, and to protect them, the platform has been created to encourage the flow of foreign direct investments.
We have the exhibition where all the countries have the ability to present their major projects and to invite the investors to invest and to have full knowledge of these projects. Besides that, we have B2B meetings where we organize meetings between the private sector, investors, funds, and the investment agencies.
The organizers are confident that every country has the capacity to receive direct foreign investments. In addition to that, the forum is a great opportunity for the investor companies to go beyond their own region. The Asian developing countries for the first time in history have become the largest exporters of capital. They account for nearly 1/3 of the total amount of foreign direct investments in the world. A large contribution to the global movement of capital makes the Dubai Forum.
During the 3 days of the annual investment meeting, we have helped many countries in terms of basically attracting investment, as well as creating partnerships which basically create big ventures in terms of industries and investment. We estimate that the investment through the annual investment meeting exceeds $200 billion during this year, and we hope that in the future it will basically increase. And we look forward the participation of East European countries in this annual investment meeting, because we really find that basically the annual investment meeting link between Africa and Asia and Kazakhstan and the other countries.
Business representatives were able to take advantage of a unique opportunity of communicating directly with government representatives. Only from them, it was possible to obtain the information about new legislation in each country, which is very important for business. The main topic of the forum this year was new forms of attracting foreign investments. On the forum, we were talking about foreign investments which are becoming hard to attract. Countries are competing in one way or another, and for the risk reduction, foreign companies are trying to choose some new ways, such as licensing or associating in new companies. It is when moving away from the shared participation inside one country, and this direction is gaining wide development. Many countries have specialized agencies that are engaged in attracting investments. They make up ratings, monitor statistics, and predict prospects. There are more than 180 such agencies, and the competition is constantly increasing. In Kazakhstan, these issues are handled by Kazakh Invest, the national agency for export and investments. This year, during the forum in Dubai, the Kazakh agency was recognized as the best in the region. This is totally an independent evaluation which comprises the last 5 years of the agency's operation. Kazakh was created in 2010. That means that quite from the moment of its creation, the best project has been evaluated. That is how the total situation on the attraction of investments in the country is estimated. One of its best projects, Kazakh Invest itself considers the involvement of the Japanese automaker in Kazakhstan. The agency's work was conducted for 4 years, resulting in the production of off-road vehicles, which has been launched in the city of Kostanay. Activities in this direction still continue, but today the attraction of investors to the manufacturing industry is in the priority. Nearly $15 billion, that is the sum of investments attracted to the manufacturing sector. For example, one digit, $25 billion, comprises the volume of agreements with China. It consists of 40 to 45 projects, which we are working through right now. Meaning now we are expecting the flow of these investments in the nearest 3, 4 to 5 years, and this sum will be constantly increasing. Why Kazakhstan is becoming more and more attractive for foreign investors, and how will the city of Aktau become the world logistics center? Most of all, investors do not like to take risks. Therefore, their attention to a particular country depends on many factors, such as the volume of the market and political conditions, currency exchange rates, and the level of development of infrastructure. Analysts around the world create annual rankings, looking at which the investor is easier to understand what is happening on the state market.
Well, the annual investment meeting also basically focus to highlight the emerging markets. And emerging markets for us, it's a market where basically it's a niche for investment. So we look into these markets and basically publish the project's think tank list. and provide it to our investors.
One of the most popular among the ratings of investors is the World Bank's rating and the IFC's Doing Business. There, the business climate in the country is evaluated according to specific indicators, rather national rules governing the opening and development of the business. During the preparation of Doing Business rating, specialists do not take into account political aspects. Everything is focused exclusively on business climate, improvement of legislation and economic reforms. For the last year, in the Doing Business rating, Kazakhstan has improved its position on 12 points, and now the country takes 41st place. The last year it was the 53rd. This proves the fact that the Republic follows the right direction, decreasing barriers for the investors and introducing mechanisms of electronic services which the state provides. Singapore is on the top of the global Doing Business ranking for the 10th consecutive year. The first top 10 of the rating also includes New Zealand, Denmark, South Korea and Hong Kong. Kazakhstan has its own platform for attracting investments, Astana Economic Forum. In the capital of the country, investors have the opportunity to hold bilateral meetings as well as to establish a dialogue with the state. Forum annually brings together more than 5,000 delegates from 80 countries. The main topic of that event this year is the new economic reality, diversification, innovation and the knowledge economy. There are 7 priority directions of attraction of foreign investments defined in Kazakhstan. They are manufacturing, mechanical engineering, metallurgy, food processing, chemistry, petrochemistry, as well as transport and logistics. In all these areas, the country has a stock of raw materials, perspective for export and human resources. Kaznex Invest agency conducts calculations, does the feasibility of studies and submits everything to the investor. If an investor is interested in this project, he makes a return visit. As a rule, the crew of middle management is sent to make decisions and collect facts in the field, here in the country. Basically, which tax benefits there are, what the investment climate is, are there any free economic zones, etc. Afterwards, an investor returns to his native country and the board of directors makes a decision on possible review of opportunities. The state considers transport and logistics as one of the most important directions of development. Kazakhstan enjoys its convenient location and the project of restoration of the Silk Road is being implemented under the name of Western Europe, Western China.
That's why they chose Khorgos, where production facilities for Europe eventually will be produced in that area, which means the distance and the cost of putting containers in train would be minimal. They want to be closer to you. So now what will happen in China is production facilities in the coast will go to the Southeast Asia and production which are close to Kazakhstan will go to Europe.
According to a representative of DP World, a seaport Aktau is to become another logistics center of the country. Via this port, it is possible to carry the goods by sea or rail to Turkmenistan and then to Europe across Iran or India.
My target is the rail link at the moment. And so today you will hear in the news that the president of Kazakhstan is in Iran. And we hope that during his meetings they could sign some bilateral agreement together because that will help the rail link. We as a logistic company, we look at ways how do we use the port to become a hub port. Aktau is also going to be many investment in Port Aktau to produce cargo. So this is our interest.
The project of development of Khorgos and Aktau can be realized within 2 to 3 years. Due to this, the importance of both cities will significantly increase. Also, the number of working places will grow and Kazakhstan will be able to attract new investments.